Yeah, I've seen the discourse. Is the bear not good anymore? The downfall of the bear needs to be studied. The bear is so pretentious now. Bro, I need y'all to just stop yapping because I've heard enough. I kind of talked about my overall thoughts on the bear in the season 3 video essay I made last year, so if you want a more in-depth analysis on what I think, link in the bio, check it out. Yeah, you know how this shit goes. For those who don't want to watch the season 3 vid, I'll just simplify it here. Bad business on my end by doing this, but whatever. I thought season 1 was incredible, I thought season 2 was Hall of Fame television, and I thought season 3 was very good. Now, it seems that season 3 has caused the fucking civil war in the bear fandom and just overall discussions regarding the bear. It's legitimately one of the most polarizing seasons from a TV show I think maybe ever. Few people loved it, a lot of people just liked it, and others absolutely hated it. I am not one of those people who hated it because I know ball, but I did think it was the Bears' weakest season. That doesn't mean the season sucked. It was different, and I thought the change in direction was necessary because in my opinion, the story and the characters were changing, so the show had to as well, and not doing so would have made the Bear a complacent show instead of a versatile one. But people were bitching and just not feeling this new version of the Bear, because it wasn't what they wanted. And now here we are. A new year and new season of The Bear. Reviews came out and I saw a 73 on Metacritic and I was like, uh-oh. 73 ain't bad at all, but for the Bear standards, it's relatively low and it's the lowest score they've gotten so far. I'm not counting audience scores, I don't care about that, people don't know what they want anymore. So I was a bit worried going into it, and now that I've finished season 4, I can finally say that it was very, very good. Yes. The Bear is still very, very good. But I still see more and more people criticizing it to the point where they absolutely hate it. And I'm just like, why is everyone so angry when it comes to this show? If you didn't vibe with the season and it wasn't your cup of tea, whatever, that's fine. It wasn't a perfect season of television by any means, but to chalk it up as, oh, the Bear sucks now? It's malfeasance. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly. Guess I'm too pretentious, haha. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to the pretentious crowd later, don't you fucking worry. I think the greatness of season 2 has both elevated and fucked this show, weirdly enough. On one hand, it was S tier and it propelled the Bear into the stratosphere of best shows in the 2020s. On the other hand, anything that comes after it will simply not be good enough, and some people will use that and fuel the show's going downhill because nothing has been good ever since season 2 narrative. Even if those seasons are still good. Nas is one of the best rappers of all time. Are you telling me most of his albums are just okay because they're not Illmatic? No, man, they're good in their own way. If you judge his music and hold his albums to the standard of Illmatic, you're always going to be disappointed instead of just appreciating his other albums. So I just think that some people, not everyone, I don't want to make it seem like this is a majority of the fan base, are just not going to like the show anymore because of the direction season 3 went and how they think nothing will top season 2. But I still love the Bear and I was satisfied with this season. The overall, I guess, storyline being clear right away in the first episode I thought was a smart way of having the audience be up to speed with what the end goal was for this season. Uncle Jimmy and Computer give the team 2 months to turn shit around after the mixed review they got in the finale last season, or they're gonna pull the plug on the restaurant. Here's a timer, we're gonna focus on it multiple times so we can see where they're at, bang, easy. The acting, pacing, and editing was incredible, like always. The Bear understands its strengths and knows how to accentuate them. The side quest episodes of this show continue to be standout. Episode 4, the one with Sydney's hair appointment, is phenomenal, and the writing is just chef's kiss, no pun intended. Io is such a good writer, dude, and I was ecstatic to find out Lionel Boyce co-wrote it as well. Shout out Christopher Storer for giving them that opportunity, and I know Io directed Napkins last season too, which was one of the best episodes. Yo, what a fucking beast Io is. Hitting it out the park with acting, writing, and directing. Absolute superstar. Episode 7 was the best episode this season in my opinion. It was really dope to see all the well-known actors pull up again like they did in the Fishes episode in season 2. The Bear also balances the big names extremely well, like they don't overshow them to a point where they're taking away from our main cast. The overall episode was a nice change from what we're used to seeing with these large group events in the Bear canon, like shit usually hits the fan, but it was actually a happy ending with good vibes and a sense of much needed closure for Richie. Love how the relationship between Richie and Sydney has progressed. They started off as enemies, well, mainly because of Richie, but now they're really close friends and it's heartwarming to see. There were also a lot of high quality personal moments this season too. Sydney's monologue in episode 6 where she started getting emotional about her dad after his heart attack is one of the best scenes of the show, and Io should easily secure the Emmy nomination from it. Her relationship with her pops is like the only healthy parent-child relationship as well. Like, everyone in the Bear seems to hate their dad, so seeing how close Sid and her father are is a nice breath of fresh air. Carmi and Lee's convo during the wedding is a 10-minute scene that you don't even notice is 10 minutes, cause it's that fucking good. It is top-notch writing, brilliantly delivered by two top-notch actors. The show does an incredible job at emphasizing the effects Mikey's death has had on the main characters. Even though Mikey isn't there, his presence is felt throughout the entire show from conversations between people. And then of course, the long-awaited scene between Carmi and his mom. 4 seasons in the making, and they nailed it. All the built-up pain and regret finally being let out by Donna, and her saying that she only knows about Carmi through other people was absolutely heartbreaking. It's an emotional watch, but seeing a son and his mom take a step forward and release this shared trauma that has been damaging their relationship for so long was beautiful to see. I thought the character arcs of everyone in the show were handled extremely well. Sydney kind of felt like the main character this season, and her wrestling with the decision to either leave or stay added more stakes to the story on top of the restaurant possibly losing Uncle Jimmy's funding. Sid has been in the process of becoming a great chef like Carmi, but she's kind of oblivious to that and her overall importance to the restaurant. I think the writers did well this season in making her finally understand and realize how essential she is to the Bear and its success. Richie's arc continues to amaze me. One of the best arcs I've seen in a TV show. This season we saw Richie come to understand how he's basically the glue or sand for everyone, and him finally accepting Tiff's happiness with Frank was awesome. I would like to see a final flashback scene between Richie and Mikey in season 5. That feels like the one relationship Richie still needs a bit of closure with internally, especially after hearing how he thought he failed Mikey. And finally, Carmi. I was not expecting the direction they went in the finale, but it makes a lot of sense. He has nothing to prove as a chef anymore, and when he mentions how he doesn't know who he is outside of restaurants and that he needs to find himself, especially after falling out of love with cooking, I was like, damn, that's a solid point. The conversations with Natalie, Claire, and his mom opened his eyes a bit and made him realize that there's more to life than just constant restaurant stress. It's about maintaining the relationships that are important to him, but in doing so, he needs to find that peace within himself first. Which is why I was totally fine with his decision at the end. Shifting towards the B team now. Marcus FC, stand up, baby. Our boy is one of Food and Wine's best new chefs. Decision isn't surprising as you see the constant improvement and overall work he puts in from the start of the show. It felt like organic growth that was paced carefully season by season, and that's why I thought it was a great decision for him to be the one who was successful. Loved Ibra's storyline here. Just a leader amongst men. After being forgotten about last season, seeing his importance stressed this season was very satisfying. He is one of, if not the biggest reason why the Bear is doing well, and watching him lead his own team and hold down the fort kind of felt like vindication for those who wanted more of him in season 3, myself included. I've seen a lot of people complain about Tina not having a lot to do this season, how she was only focusing on getting the pasta ready in under 3 minutes. Bro, who cares, man? I think something small like getting a dish done in a certain amount of time, like that's the type of shit that's meaningful to old heads. It makes sense. The B team, which consists of Marcus, Tina, Ibra, Gary, and the Facts, were handled perfectly as they were given simple storylines that made their involvement seem just as apparent as the A team, which is Carmi, Sid, and Richie. If they were doing something, quote, more meaningful, people would have complained that we were spending too much time with them. Can't win, bro. Can't win. Just the right amount of facts this season, which was my main issue last season. Not a lot of forced comedy, and it was a much needed step down from them just trying to make a joke out of everything. The humor felt a bit more natural, which is good. The Bear is funny when it's not trying to be. Now, the Bear is pretentious crowd. Yeah, I hear you losers. Y'all loud as fuck with your criticism. I feel like you guys are low-key projecting by saying that. Like, you're probably pretentious in real life. Nah, but seriously, here's where I'll meet you guys. I don't think the Bear is pretentious in its writing. I think the show, and this was the main flaw for me this season, too many times makes a conversation go longer than it should. Like, I can see where sometimes a convo between two characters could come off as philosophical and unnecessarily feel like a metaphor for life or some shit like that. The bear doesn't need that. We don't need to verbalize how the process of making food and our journey as human beings are linked. It's so weird too, because sometimes characters will have a very natural, quick-paced convo like we do in real life, and then sometimes it's, yeah man, the struggles we went through is the reason why this dessert is fire. Like, no bro, keep it simple, keep it moving, keep it flowing, get the point across. I don't think the bear thinks its audience is dumb, I just think it really wants to make sure we're all on the same page, but we don't have to be, and that's more than okay. So yeah, Bear Season 4, really good. Quality, just like the other seasons. I know I came in hot in the beginning, but I've just been very surprised at how many people are turning their backs on this show. And I just think it's mostly because of not getting what they want instead of judging what they're given. If we watch a show and base its quality on decisions we would have done differently, then that show will fail almost every time. If you just straight up don't fuck with the bear, that's fine too. No harm in that, everyone got preferences. And if you think I'm playing way too much defense cause mad people are shitting on what is one of my favorite shows, I understand how it could come across that way. I just want people to breathe a bit. Just breathe. Relax and watch the show. Not everything needs a reaction. I say this as I make a whole video essay that's basically a reaction. But yeah, we don't need to upload think pieces on Reddit about every little thing we don't agree with about the bear. Let's just enjoy the rest of it because I think Season 5 will be the last and it should be. Let's enjoy the underdog show from Chicago that unexpectedly became one of the best in the 2020s. That we have watched grow year by year that we'll still talk about even after it's over. And maybe then, we'll all realize how great the bear was.